It's been a week. Taehyung and Min are getting every day to know each other, and their separation watching a personal couple every day. But the issue is that one of is someone he loves. Jungkook feels like he's ripping apart because Taehyung is unfazed by everything, acting normal with Jungkook, which risks him. Taehyung addresses Jungkook as Hyung, smile at him after Jungkook greets him in the morning, and overall act like Jungkook's separation doesn't bother him. It's irritating Jungkook to the point that he was wanted to destroy everything in his way. So he is hitting the gym today. It's been 5 hours and he has no intention to stop. He's been launching the punching bag for the past hour, which is the being breaking and spoil or the let's save down 10 body disappear near his doors. He kept hitting it again and again, his mind playing flashbacks. My husband, my husband, my husband, my husband. His mind kept playing the voice of the prince, addressing the prince as his husband like a broken record. I will love you, I promise. I will love you, I promise. I will love you, I promise. He kept on hitting it with more force with each punch, and boom, the scent of the punching bag spoils in front of him. He crouches down, sitting on his knee, his hand in his hair. He groans loudly. Is it not what you want, John? He asking himself while shouting. He crushed his hands still in his hair, his mind repeating all the words of the prince and princess. Jeon Jungkook walked to the prince's chamber. After bathing his body red on display, just to find the Japanese prince and the Taehyung so close to each other, as if they were going to kiss, their face inches apart. The bodyguard blood boiled at the sight. And he finished his hand when his separation was felt by the couple. They split in a second. The prince of the Japan walked out the chamber, smiling widely. Jungkook didn't say anything, just looking straight at Taehyung, who was slightly smiled to his cheeks red. Jungkook felt his heart clenching. How is my little brother doing? Jimna entered the room of the younger. Cook, how are you? Jimin hugged the bodyguard, who didn't hug him since he was on duty. I'm fine, Your Royal Highness, he replied in monotone. How can I forget? You will never meet me like a friend when on duty. Jimin rolled his eyes. Jungkook didn't say anything. Young, I miss you. Taehyung called the elder and launched himself on him. Where were you? He asked, planning. I was busy with the matter of the country, baby, he replied. Well, tell me, how is your date with Prince Min going? He asked the younger. Taehyung blushes and Jungkook was watching it. His heart clenched and blood boiled. It's going well, Hyung, he said shyly. Don't tell me you already fall for him. Jimmy gasped. Jungkook breathed heated. I think Hyung, I already like him, he said while holding with hem of his shirt. Jiminy gasped, and Jungkook felt like his world stopped turning. He felt like he would die any moment. All these walls were suffocating him. He felt the dire need to run out of this place. What about Kai? You need to lie, Jimin asked, the younger with wide eyes. Jungkook attractively listening. He was not worth my love, Hyung. So what's the point of hanging in his and Min is the well-behaved, kind-hearted man. He liked me for college time and I like him too. I guess I will marry him sooner than later. I can't wait for the day when he will be my husband. They from where are your wedding dress? Min asked the prince who was sitting across from him at the dining table having lunch. He put his fork on elegantly, wiped his lips and answered, I haven't given it a thought at him, but I had thought to take help of Jenny Nona I told you about. I guess she can help us out there. He smiled. Jungkook watched all of this with a frown on his face and a stiff body and a stiff chin. Good afternoon, my friends. Jenny greeted the prince upon entering his chamber. Good afternoon, Nona. The hung smiled at her and hugged her, which was warmly received by Jenny. What does His Royal Highness need my help for? She asked. Well, Nona, I need your help in selecting a wedding dress for me and my husband, future husband, Prince Min. He giggled. Jenny's face lost color, but she managed to look non-clean. Sure, my prince. She managed to say, try to be unfrozen. She glanced at Jungkook, only to find his jaw clenched and fist blade looking particularly at no one. Jenny called the best designer of the kingdom of Korea to the place. They were looking for the best dress suitable for both of princes. Well, how does it feel to watch your love of 16 years marrying someone else? Jenny asked her brother, who was watching the couple selecting the dress at their distance while sipping his ice later. Jungkook didn't say anything. His jaw clenched and Jenny knew she hit the right spots. His Royal Highness looks happy, she smiled, looking at the couple. Too said, the reason is the prince, she said again while sipping her drink. Jungkook pushed things well up. Prince deserves someone with bells, she said, leaving him with his thoughts. The prettiest prince stood in front of the mirror, trying a beautiful necklace matching his outfit. Min, approaching him, took the necklace and placed the jewelry on the delicate neck of the pretty prince, admiring his reflection in the mirror. So pretty, he said, caused the pretty prince to blush. Jungkook watched this, felt suffocated, and wanted to run away from the chamber. He drew his gaze away from them and looked at elsewhere in the room. My wife looks so pretty. Jungkook snapped his hand towards the couple, only to see Min hand on the Taehong's thin vest. The hung hand on the prince's shoulders. He took down in silence, and the Japanese prince looked at him intensely. It was the last stroke from Jungkook. He didn't know what got into him. His feet dragged him towards the couple, grabbing the arms of his prettiest prince. Taehong looked at him, pinning himself, being dragged by his bodyguard. Jungkook's feet moved further away from the chamber, his jaw clenched, nerves clenching and breathing heavily. Taehong couldn't process what was happening before he found himself pinned against the wall by his bodyguard. Jungkook, one hand pounding the waist of the prince above his hand and other of his waist, holding him delicate but firmly from the first time in 16 years. Jungkook's hand didn't shake, holding royalty. Taehong looked at Jungkook with wild eyes, feeling like a rabbit cornered by a lion. Who said you are going to end up being someone else's wife? Jungkook spoke firmly. All you all have is me as a husband, he remarked, meeting Taehong's gaze. And as far as I know, my only wife is you, my dear, he stated, drawing Taehong near in a possessive manner with each passing sentence. Taehong's heart reached, feeling overwhelming. He found it difficult to even breathe. He felt like he might faint at any moment in the presence of the dominant male. His legs shook, and he thanked God for the strong arms holding him. Otherwise, he might have collapsed then and there. He couldn't believe he was in Jungkook's arms. The realization alone was enough to bring tears to the prince's eyes. What? Cat goes your tongue, baby? Princess? Jungkook's voice sent shiver down Taehong's spine. Taehong took a sharp breath. His confidence goes. It took him all his strength to gain back his confidence, already smitten. What changed, Mr. Jeon? He managed to say. Nothing changed, Mrs. Jeon. Just realize what is mine is mine, Jungkook replied, looking directly into Taehong's eyes. The prince couldn't maintain eye contact, turning his head sideways with a pout. His cheeks, nose, and ears were already red. Look at me, Tae. Jungkook ordered. You are not allowed to look away from me ever, he added. Oh, now someone remembered he has a person in his life named Taekook. The prince complained, still pouting and avoiding eye contact. And I'm not looking at you, he added, trying to appear brave, despite his true feeling. Are not we too eager to be punishment? Doesn't my princess think he has done enough to get punishment? Jungkook said darkly. Taehyung claps visible and looked in the eyes of his guards, what were ranging in possessiveness and love. Jungkook brought his face dangerously closer to the prince. Hurt arms hurt. He heard his princess complaining. He pulled his hand front. He pulled his hand from the younger waist and placed one hand on the younger neck while the other was already on his waist. Bringing the prince's face closer by his neck, he pressed his lips against his baby's, kissing him passionately with all the love he had for his thigh. Tahong wrapped his arm around his bodyguard neck and ran his hand in the hair of the elder, responding to the kiss with equal passion, tears streaming down while being kissed by his lover. They pretend when they felt breathless. Jung picked the younger's lips multiple times before gently kissing away his tears, then each of his eyes, nose, and lips again. Then he bring the water of the elder close to his lip and kissed them one by one. Tahong bragged in the love of his Jungkook Hyungi. I am not forgive you this easily, Tahong said, still shedding tears. I was suffering from 16 years, my love. Please don't make me suffer more. You've been painfully cruel to me. Jungkook found his heart out, now touching forehead with the younger. Tahong couldn't help but cry more. Don't cry, Petal. Your eyes will hurt. Yoongi, eyes hurt. Tahong complaining in voice audible, just able to whisper. Jungkook covered the younger's eyes with his fist. Better, he asked. Tahong shook his head. Is his better? Tahong demanded, pouting. My demanding baby, Jungkook said, being kissing each of the younger's eyes and then hugging him. Tahong nestily into the elder's neck. He couldn't believe this was reality, being in the arm of his Yoongi. If isn't dream, he didn't want to wake up. I love you, Tae. I love you so much. That is hurts, Jungkook confessed, kissing the crown of the prince's head. Tahong couldn't believe his ears. His eyes shed more tears now. He lightly hit the elder's chest with his tiny feet. Took you long enough, he complaining. I'm sorry, my baby. Hyungi is really sorry for being bad to his princess. Hyungi deserves punishment, Tahong complained while still hugging Jungkook. Don't you think Mathe also deserves punishment for how he behaved? Jungkook said. Tahong clapped. No, Tae is too good to be punishment, he said and kissed the elder neck. Jungkook smiled at the youngest aunties and hugged him tighter, trying to be even closer to him. Well, Tae, Jenny and the Japanese prince got a for a voice near the ears. Can you come in like a normal human being? What's with being this creepy, mean face complaining himself? I think we overdid it, Jenny said, clapping. Yeah, we did. Didn't you see how Jungkook dragged Tahong? Min added. Well, as long as it's not our bodies getting stored, we shouldn't enjoy. Good luck with that body. Look at stay strong shoulders. Brett for once behaved like a royal. Prince shook his head, knowing sister usual behavior. John Jungkook lay in his dark room at night with only moonlight losing the space. He recalled all the day event. His tea was officially his. He couldn't believe had this had happened in his life. He smiled with his boxy smile, thinking about his every details from the beautiful face to eyes and smile. Ever the more he kept his hand on his beating heart and waved to catch a wing of sleep. Suddenly he sensed an interpreter near his wind, relaxing his grip. The person's arms and twisted it behind their back, the back of the interpreter facing in front of the bodyguard. Hurts Jungkook heard the most voice from the interpreter's mouth. He quickly released the arms only to receive a small punch and kick. You beat back, Annie? The younger complained. Is that how close you joined and the intruder? Baby, it was a relaxed Jungkook replied. It made the punches. You were practically hugging the younger potter. But baby, it was you, was not it? Jungkook said, grabbing the younger hand and placing them on his chest and placed his arms on the waist of the younger, stretching it like a bird. But what if it was not me? What if it was someone else? Would you get this close to that person too? The hung companion is still pouting. Oh, my baby, but I promise to under another with other from now on, okay? Jungkook kissing his pouting younger's cheeks. And what's my princess doing out of his chamber at this hour? He asked his wife, dripping with honey. In response, the younger pushes the eldest onto the bed and sat on his abdomen. Jungkook visually clapped. Then the younger hugging him, his bodyguard lying on him like a little baby. Missed Hyungi, the hung mumbled, his face in the elder's neck. Hyungi, miss that too. Jungkook replied, searching the youngest with his arms. You didn't. The hung picked at the elder a lot. Jungkook replied, running his hand on the youngest back. They can't stay away from Hyungi, the hung confessed. My sugar plum, Hyungi can't stay away from his Tae either, but it's not safe for you to roam the place at the night without security, right? So Tae shouldn't come out of his chamber, Jungkook said, patting the youngest back and kissed his neck. Hyungi's chambers is Tae chambers. Hyungi is Tae home, Taehong said, kissing the elder's neck and then his chest, where his heart bumped loudly. Hearing this, Jungkook heard his happiness, tears in his eyes. I'm sorry, my baby, for behaving like a jet. I'm sorry for taking so much time to come and for hurting you, my love. I couldn't believe that my baby still remember me and waiting for me. Hyungi is so sorry. Jungkook apologized tearfully. Taehong wiped the tears of the elder tears, then kissed his eyes. Hyungi is forgive. I'm sorry too for making you jealous with Prince Min. Taehong pouted, playing with the elder's night suit collar. Well, there is not forgive. He's been a very bad baby, Jungkook declared. No, Hyung. There is a good baby. Taehong quickly picked the elder's lip multiple times. Jungkook giggled as did Taehong. Hyung, I still miss you. How can I miss you while being with you? Taehyung complained. Jungkook pulled the younger even closer. If it was possible, he raised the younger's chisel, causing the younger breath to hit, who breathed sharply as cold plum met his warm skin. Jungkook crushed the younger waist and the younger relaxed with I'm here with you, Jungkook crashing the younger back. Promise me you will never leave again, Hyungi. This time I will not survive, Taehyung confessed tearfully. I will never dare to leave you, my princess. Never in a million years, he replied with the same emotion. Hyung will die without his day, he added, kissing the princess' crown. Hyung, I love you. I love you too, my love. Is my princess going to sleep here today? Jungkook asked. Not only today, but every day, the younger declared. Taehyung woke up in the arm of his beloved, slowly opening his eyes. He blinking a few times. A lovely bodyguard. He gently touched the younger's cheeks, teasing the confirm he was in a dream or a reality. Once assured it was real, not the usual dream, the smile and into a morning Hyungi. Taehyung replied, blushing with pink touched cheeks. From the elder deep voice were doing wonder to Taehyung. Jungkook planned a long kiss on the younger forehead and a smile. Get ready, baby. The maids will be in your chamber soon. Jungkook calmly informed Taehyung, who nettled himself in the of the Jungkook neck. No, Taehyung said. Baby, cuddle with Hyungi. He pouted, kissed Jungkook's neck. Jungkook heart raced. Taehyung definitely had a thing for his neck. Tossing, kissing, they are giving butterflies to the elder. Hyungi want to cuddle his baby princess too, but you need to be ready before the maids arrive. Be good for. He stood up his hair, believed, looking at and as Jungkook sat on the bed, Taehyung picked him. Come quickly, please, he requested. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I promise, Jungkook promised, picking him back. Taehyung jumped in happiness, launching himself off the elder. The elder fell on his back on the bed with Taehyung above him. Taehyung kissed the elder's cheeks multiple times and quickly dashed off towards the door. The more quickly he goes to his chamber, the more quickly his Yoongi will came to him. Shaking to his room, he tried his best not to get caught. Your Royal Highness, what are you doing outside at this hour? The eldest maid asking as Taehyung attempted to enter his chamber. Revolving he was not catch, but his joy was short-lived when he had interpreted him. Anjuma, actually, yes, Jenny Nona said in her last show that we should go to the garden right after walking to refresh our mates. Yeah, yes, that's so. Then confidently, Your Royal Highness, the garden is in the opposite direction to where you were coming from. I was with Hyungi, Taehyung Thandi admitted after a prolonged silence, unable to lie to the woman who had treated him like her own son since his childhood. The lady gasped, and Taehyung's heart reached, fearing her disapproval on his relationship with Jungkook. Tears welled up his eyes and he looked down. I know it. He's the same Hyungi from your childhood, isn't he? My princess, the lady spoke with pure affection. Tahang's head stood up, surprised to find happiness and approval in the lady eyes instead of the disappointment. I know it, my prince, that your wood came to an end, she said, patting his head. Overwhelmed, Tahang hugged the lady. She had known him since he was a little, and her approval meant the world to him. Tahang understood well the challenge of loving. He knew he's not gonna be a cake well, but he's behaved people to his life. He was ready to face any. If Jungkook love was the Taehyung was ready to battle the world for it. John Jungkook entered the chamber of the youngest prince with his patent good face. Mates were getting the prince ready. The prince was giggling, smiling, cracking jokes with the mates and to the pair of eyes. His soul, the secretary, was his all in front of him. His head out of his chest, the prince's hair waving with the air from the dry plane with the bodyguards. Mr. Jian, the second prince, has announced that the third prince will go to an old age home for donation. This is the schedule the head made in front the bodyguard of the third prince, smiling while handing the schedule to the bodyguard. Jungkook nodded and took the schedules. It was when the prince noticed his bodyguards in the room. His eyes hurt when he looked at his love, who was reading the schedules with a firm and serious face. Taehyung found himself with his hand feeling hot, looking at him, smoking hot boyfriend. He cupping his own cheeks, feeling them all. Can I leave? Aspect Hyungi, the prince announced. His Royal Highness, your hair is still undone. A maid who was hairdressing the prince said, but as the prince had to make a public today. Don't worry, I will manage, the third prince said in a hurry. He couldn't wait to embarrass his lovely Hyungi. The maids nodded and left, leaving the prince and the bodyguard alone. Taehyung hesitantly stood up and ran, launching himself to his big boyfriend Jungkook through the schedule somewhere and caught his baby, keeping his hand on the youngest thing to balance him. Taehyung cupped the elder face and kissed him. Jungkook kissed him back with the same passion. After their sweet kiss, Taehyung put his forehead on the elder's. I miss you. Jungkook chuckled sweet at his baby. So my baby princess, we are running late. What about your hair? The bodyguard asked. Hyungi will do my hair today, the little prince announced. It's not my princess too demanding, Jungkook teased the younger, taking him in the tummy. Hyungi, I'm ticklish. Taehyung laughed and ran across the chamber with Jungkook in. He ran as fast as he could, forgetting his opponent was the well-trained bodyguard. Jungkook caught him from behind and tickled him. Both fall in on the bed, laughing after a beautiful play. They lay beside each other, gazing into each other's eyes. Jungkook took the prince's hand in his own and received eyes contact. Are you ready to be styled by your bodyguard, my heartbeat? He asked the prince lovingly. Yes, Tae is ready to be styled by his bodyguard, Taehyung said. Taehyung sat on his dressing table, Jungkook standing behind him with a hairbrush. What hairstyle do you want? Jungkook asked, looking at his love. the mirror. Make me look pretty, Hyungi, Taehyung answered. Doll, you are always pretty, Jungkook said. Nevertheless, he made a ponytail with half on hair and the prince on his forehead, the other half resting on Younger's shoulder. Jungkook took two beautiful hairpins and settled them on the right side of the prince's hair. Now my baby is all dolled up, Jungkook said, placing the last hairpin. It's fast. Then Taehyung looked at himself in the mirror because during the process he could only see his boyfriend. How beautiful, handsome he is. The way he while making his hair, his manly forehead, his moles on his face, his jaw and his everything about is perfection. And people say that God doesn't have hair. It is a compliment lie because Jungkook is a good for it. How is it? Jungkook asked the little prince. Taehyung looked at himself in the mirror. Perfect. Just like you, Taehyung whispered the last line, but the bodyguard listened. Anyhow, he smiled and kissed the hair of the younger. Then let's go, Jungkook said, offering his hand to the prince. Taehyung placed his hand in the elder's hand. Let's get it, Taehyung said among a group of elder people in the old age home. After donating all the he while listening to a just funny story, they were telling the little prince Jungkook was playing with her filled eyes and a little smile on his face. Royal Highness, did you find love? One of the old ladies asked the little prince after her husband shared their love story. The prince smiled widely. Yes, I did, he announced proudly. He bit his lip. The bodyguard smiled too, seeing the prince so proud of their relationship. The old lady tapped, Your Highness, who is that lucky person? She asked her big eyes. The prince pointed towards his bodyguard. Everyone in the room looked at the person standing beside the little prince with eyes and Jungkook. He was like a deer caught in his eyes as wide as a cage. Never in a million years could he have thought his baby would announce their relationship in front of everyone, as if he was not a big deal for a prince to be in love with a common and his own bodyguard. Taehyung stood up beside Jungkook and intertwined his finger with the elders. I love him, the prince said again, causing the whole hall to gasp. He looked at his beloved boyfriend, who was frozen in place. Hyungi, the younger, settled his boyfriend to his back to reality. Jungkook returned to reality with his heart beating like crazy and hand in his club looking at his love. But when his eyes met his baby's, he felt as if he seen either galaxies in those eyes, shining like never before. How had he been this lucky to have this divine and his partner? He must have saved a hole in his past life to have such a sexy, beautiful, pretty, kind, lovely boyfriend. They look so good together. Evil eyes of my Jesus bless you. May you too live a happy life. The room filled with blessing from the header who smiled at the young couple. The hun suddenly becomes shy, hiding his face in his boyfriend's chest. Look at my heartbeat getting all shy after making bold statement. Jungkook and kissed the crown of the younger hand while pulling him closer to his chest by his arm around tiny waist of the younger. All the elders matching broke they could all the lovely couple. Taehyung and Jungkook reached the place After a hectic day, Taehyung was supposed to go to his chamber and Jungkook to his quarter. Taehyung looked at the elder with a pout, not wanting to be separate from his Seunggi. They were in the royal lived only the two of them. Taehyung strictly ordered from the day one that in his personal life only Jungkook was allowed. Taehyung looked at his lover with longing eyes. Jungkook watched the youngest aunties what a soft smile shaking his hand and chuckled. What made my baby sad? He asked, pulling the younger close, knowing all too well what his baby boyfriend is thinking in his pretty hand. Baby doesn't want to be separated from Hyungi, Taehyung said, pouting. Jungkook feeling Taehyung's pout on skin on his neck. Who is separating my heartbeat from me? Jungkook asked the younger lover. Wanna live with Hyungi 24/7? Taehyung said, taking in the elder manly. Hyungi also want to live with his baby every second, Jungkook said, pulling the younger closer to his chest. If that was ever possible, he picked the younger's head multiple times. The moment was interpreted by a ding sound from the lift, indicating they reached the floor where the prince reached. As he detached himself from the elder, Jungkook chuckled at his baby. The floor was empty with no one around us. It was past 8 p.m. A strict rule for all servants and bodyguards not to enter. After this time, Taehyung's chamber was on the right side. Jungkook's on the left. Taehyung looked at Jungkook once more, hoping he be invited, but to his dismay, Jungkook didn't seem to ask. Taehyung turned his head towards his chamber with heavy heartbeat. Jungkook called. Taehyung turned around in a snap to look at his boyfriend. Where are you going? Jungkook asked, raising an eyebrow and folding his arm around his chest. Taehyung looked at him because he found the elder's posture so hot. He was sure Jungkook was responsible for the rise in temperature this summer, and those in caught on yet. To my chamber, Taehyung answered, sadly pouting. Didn't someone say just last night? Hyungi's chamber is their chamber? Are you breaking off from your promise, Your Royal Highness? Jungkook teased while still raising his one eyebrow. It took Taehyung 2 minutes to understand what the elders meant, but when he didn't, he jumped on Jungkook like it seems that just in 2 days, Jungkook's muscle has memorized how the whole Taehyung when he randomly launched himself at the elder. Love you so much, Hyungi, Taehyung said, preparing the elder's face with kissing. He didn't leave an inches of the elder's face. So shall we go to our chamber? Jungkook was smiling. Let's go, Taehyung said. Jungkook took the younger to his chamber while holding him like a baby, and Taehyung enjoying every bite of it. Hyungi, I don't have anything to change into, Taehyung complained from the washroom. He had completely forgot about the day before taking a shower. Jungkook pushed his heartbeat and sort of the brush them to Taehyung accept them. After putting them on, Taehyung smelled of sweet soap and lightly. Smell like my Hyungi, he said to himself as he smiled. As he took in the sand before leaving the washroom, freshly showered, Jungkook was waiting from him. Jungkook looked at his beloved and cursed at the sign. Taehyung looked adorable and smelled his clothes. Jungkook nearly ran to him and affection. My baby is so pretty, Jungkook said while hugging Taehyung tightly. The younger smiled shyly at the compliment and elder need cuddles. Taehyung demanded to with Jungkook and took the youngest to bed. They both lie down, Jungkook being the big spoon, but Taehyung was not satisfied. He separated from Jungkook, confusing the elder. Then he lay on Jungkook like a baby and smelled a delight. Jungkook smelled the youngest and took a place with his hair. Hyungi, do you know? And sister, Taehyung asked Jungkook. Is that so? Jungkook replied, showing interest in the youngest. Taehyung looked at the elder, still in the embarrassed, his chin on Jungkook's chest. Yes, Hyungi, in the too, there was a painting of the hill, Taehyung said seriously. My hardware has sharp eyes, Jungkook said, smiling while stroking the youngest back. I do like I have set my eyes on you. Since childhood, I must have the best eyesight, Taehyung says, placing her ear on Jungkook's chair, listening to his favorite music, Jungkook heartbeat. Jungkook chuckled, I am glad that you have set your eyes on me, otherwise I don't know what I would have done with my love, Jungkook said. Head. Hyungi, when did you fall for me? Taehyung asked, now getting up from Jungkook's lap in relax. Jungkook also sat down with his back against the while Taehyung was standing his lap. Taehyung arms shoulder Jungkook's arms into Taehyung breast. Since the day I saw Jungkook looking into the younger eye, Taehyung gasped since the day he was on. Jungkook shook his head and Taehyung gasped again. He's already being bamboozled then. Since the day I saw you playing with puppy, I came to play with my dad that day from the first time after my mom that as there was no one at home to take care of me. The moment was broken by a knock on the chamber door. Taehyung pretended himself from the elder. They both looked at each other, eyes in confusion. Taehyung, a voice speak from the other side of the door. Both Taehyung and Taehyung's eyes widened. They looked at each other in the Jimin Hyung. They both whispered, shouted in